Welcome to Ikthus Dumaguete Daily Word. Stay tuned to get inspiration and hope for living through God's Word.
1 Peter 4:1. Therefore, since Christ suffered in his body, arm yourselves also with the same attitude, because whoever suffers in the body is done with sin. Today's devotion is entitled as Suffering is Our Armor. Today's devotional is in honor of our veterans wounded in combat. Let's recognize those who suffered for our freedom. Just as Jesus suffered in his body to cleanse the world of sin, combat-wounded veterans suffered on civilians' behalf. Today's verse doesn't only refer to Jesus' death on the cross, but to his entire life. The life Jesus knew on earth brought many pains. He lived a higher life than many men, but his higher life was the source of the bitterness he suffered. Jesus' life is the pattern through which all Christians should live. Peter hints at the conflict between our personal defenselessness and the unyielding armor that Christ gives to us. When we take on the mind of Christ, we can live according to the will of God and renounce the sins of men. Today's verse is about arming yourself with the attitude of Christ. It can be difficult to make sense of a great physical pain or loss and reconcile it with the image of a loving, caring God. You may be tempted to blame God for earthly suffering. However, this verse teaches disciples of Christ to suffer evils as armor of the proof against your enemies. If a man overcomes fear of torture or death through Christ, no weaker temptation will come close. If you've suffered a terrible pain or loss in your life, or know someone who has, take heart in the fact that this pain of the flesh will be rewarded in heaven. Thank our Purple Heart veterans today and every day for their suffering for our freedom, and know that it's all part of God's larger plan.
To know more, visit www.ikthusdumaguete.org or Facebook page Ikthus Dumaguete-IDMC.